All right, welcome back. We're going to take a look at the discussion posts. Now, they're located in each of the units, Unit 1, Unit 2, and Unit 3. So there are 3 of them, right? You're only required to respond to 2 of them. So if you skip one or you score low on one, then that low score or that no score is basically dropped. Just keep that in mind. So let's just take a look. Let's take a look at Unit 2, Class and Political Reform. And while we have this open, I can just give you a brief introduction of what this one is all about. It's basically dealing with issues related to labor, the rise of industry, the Progressive Era and the New Deal, and the political reforms that came as a result of the struggle between the economic classes during this time. Mainly this is looking at these years right here from the 1870s to the 1950s. So how the discussion posts work within each unit is basically asking you to reflect on contemporary issues in the news that are related to the historical issues that you're studying for the particular unit. So when you're ready to post, you're just going to go down here and you're going to click. Do I have it up here yet? Nope, I don't have it up here yet. Let me push pause real quick. So we'll go to Unit 1. Just click right here. It all works the same way. I will have the rest of them up within the next couple of days. It's still May right now, so it's 2 weeks before the semester starts. I'm still putting the course together. All right, so if it doesn't launch immediately the assignment, you just click right here. And these are the instructions, right? So your task is basically to find an article from the news media online, which is related to the unit theme, and to at least one of the lecture essays. More is always better in this case. So what I mean by that is that, since we're looking at race and gender, the Unit 1, you want to make sure that whatever article you're looking at is related directly to, and you can make a direct connection to either Reconstruction, the Civil Rights Movement, the West, or women's suffrage, right, from the unit. If you're able to relate it to more than one lecture, that's all the more better, right? It's not required, I'm not expecting it, but if you are able to and do it in a meaningful way, that's going to be very impressive to me. So that's the first task, is one, to do some research on that. Here are some news articles, links that you can utilize, and I have some more down here. So please make sure that you're referring to those links there. And you want to make sure this is something you want to do ahead of time, at least identify an article. It's not something you want to do the night of that it's due. You'll frustrate yourself that way, right? Because inevitably you'll probably have some questions, and so you want to give yourself some time to be confused. It's okay to be confused, just don't stay confused. It's a little frustrating to be confused the night that something's due, right? So it's something you want to do well ahead of time, in other words. Take note of this. This will be one of the questions, if it's not already. The article cannot be more than 1 week old. So if it's an article that's from, let's make it 2 weeks. I can see that being a problem. Yeah, 2 weeks old. 2 weeks should be plenty of time, right? So, but if it's an article from last year, so pay attention to the date of when it was published. If it's an article from 2 weeks, from a year ago, or 6 months ago, or a month ago, and you post it, you're not going to get credit for it, right? So make sure you understand what the date is. No matter how good your posting is, you will not get credit for it. So make sure you know when your article was published. So again, here are your possible news outlets that you can use. There's some more down below again, right? So once you've got that, once you identified an article, then you're ready to write up a post on it, right? So you're going to write a 150 to 250 page, no more than one page. So we're talking about a one-page Word document summarizing the contemporary issue of your chosen article to a historical event from the lecture essay. It could be within the lecture essay. It could be referring to an event, a law, a battle, an amendment, a historical individual, a person, a host of a number of things. As long as it's related to something within the particular lecture essay that you're looking at. It could be related to more than one of these little examples here, right? It could be, you could relate it to the 14th and 15th Amendment, right? If you're looking at something that's dealing with civil rights. Well, perhaps today, right? It's an article on civil rights or violations of civil rights, and so you'd definitely be able to utilize Reconstruction and look at the 14th and 15th Amendment. Perhaps there's something that Lincoln said about civil rights that you could throw into this post. Definitely there'll be something from the civil rights era that you can relate to for a modern civil rights issue that's being reported by the news agency that you're looking at, so on and so forth, right? If you don't want to write it out, you can always post a 3 to 5 minute video using YouTube. And let me put some instructions in here of how to do that too. Let me push pause to do that. All right, so there is the hyperlink, here's a hyperlink tutorial, a little 2-minute video on how to upload a video onto YouTube. So if that's a good option for you, that would be great to see your face and you see your thoughts in recorded real time. That'd be excellent to see. Anyway, not required though, so it's just 2 options there. Real important though, in the discussion post, you want to hyperlink your article within your post. So let's bring that on up real quick. So when you're ready to post, what I did right here was, this is basically the, let's see what happens. This is basically the instructions. When you're ready to post, you want to go down to Unit 1 right here. I'm going to see if I can change that up. Hopefully I can. But Unit 1, you click here. And you take note of this. Really take note of this. You're simply replying right here. You click Reply. And you put your post within here, in here. Please don't add any attachments to your posts. We're all very busy people. We don't want to have to download an attachment from this and try to figure out how to look at it. So it makes it very cumbersome for other people to read your posts, since it's required for students to comment on at least 2 different posts, reply posts throughout the semester. You have to do that for each unit. So do not attach anything. I don't want to have to open up anything. It all can go right here, right? So the first thing you want to do is your article, whatever it is, whatever the title is. Just copy and paste the title from the website that you're going from, and then highlight it, and then go over here. See that little thing right there? Click that. And put your website in there. There you go. And then this is real important too. If you could remember this, it'd be great. If you don't, it's not a big deal, but I wish Blackboard would make this the default. Putting the second selection right there, and then click Insert. That second selection, what it does is it opens up into another window. So it doesn't, if the first selection, it says, it gives you another link to click, and sometimes that can be confusing and you can kind of lose it, right? So anyway, if you can remember that, great. If not, no big deal. And then the next thing you're going to do is, this is where you're going to post your response. What I highly recommend doing though is to do your response in a Word document or Google Docs or whatever the case is, some sort of word processing software, and then copy and paste and put it in here. Don't type from scratch your response in here, because if Blackboard all of a sudden zaps that on you, you've lost your work, right? And so if it zaps that on you and you have it in a word processing software and a document, then it's as simple of copying and pasting and putting it in there again. All right, so make sure you do that, and then when you're ready, you click Submit, and then you've done it. Yahoo! So excellent. All right. let's go back to the assignment. Your post must summarize the news article, explain how it is connected to the lecture essay. You will need to summarize the lecture essay in a sentence or two. So make sure it's brief, though. You don't want to go over two pages, right? So you have to write concisely here without leaving out the main ideas. And explain the significance of your story within history, right? So why does it matter, in other words, is basically what that's asking. Whenever you see somebody asking you about historical significance, why does it matter today? And you should make the clear connection about the news event, the news article that you're summarizing today with that happened back in Reconstruction or in the West or the Civil Rights Movement or during the labor movement, whatever it is that you're posting for. After posting, you will need to comment on another student's posting, right? So once students begin to post, you will need to comment. And your comments basically need to summarize in 2 to 3 sentences what you learned from the story and its connection to history. So you're going to read the article that they linked, and then you're going to read their posting, and they're just going to explain in 2 to 3 sentences what you learned from the story and its connection to history. More points will be awarded to students who can refer to other lecture essays that relate to the news article posted. So, for example, if you're reading a article today, something about, let's say we have another riot or protest in an urban city like Baltimore. So let's say it happens in San Francisco, right? And all of the students related to was the Civil Rights Movement. Well, that might give you an opportunity to bring up Reconstruction. Or let's say they did refer to Reconstruction, but they only referred to some of the amendments. They found some relevance to the 14th and 15th Amendment to their news article. But you saw that there was some relevance in the Plessy versus Ferguson case, Homer Plessy versus Ferguson of 1896, and you could bring that in. If you're able to do that, I will be incredibly impressed, and that's where you can get closer to full credit for this. So keep that in mind when you're posting your comments. Now, also keep in mind you only have to respond to 2. Again, there's 3 units, so you only have to respond to 2 of these units all semester. But you do have to respond in each unit to another student's post, right? So you got to respond to another student's post for each unit, so keep that in mind. No duplications. So if you see a student has already, you got to read through it before you post, make sure. So if another student has posted the same article, that one's off limits. If you are the second person to post, you won't receive credit for it, and you'll have to do another one. Right? So make sure that you're doing your homework on that, which is okay. This should be fun. Make this fun. Make this fun for yourself. This will allow you to understand, if you haven't understand yet, the relevance and why history matters. History isn't just something that nerdy people like me that are interested in. It's something that it continues to kind of echo or even slap us in the face. And it's better to be aware of these issues and understand the connection to some degree as events continue to unfold. It provides for a more rational, sane world when you're able to see the connection between history and contemporary events. That's it. That's all I have. Let me know if you have any questions or anything like that. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.